E aí, amigos e amigas, tudo tranquilo com vocês? Eu espero que sim, bem-vindos ao meu canal, eu sou o Dilsinho. Galera, continuando aqui nossa série de Alan Wake, exatamente de onde nós paramos aqui, do fim do primeiro episódio. E vambora, vamos continuar o nosso joguinho aqui, episódio 2. Ou episódio 1, não sei, mas é episódio 2 porque tá fim do primeiro episódio, então é episódio 2. Bora lá pra Bright Falls, vamos lá, vamos ver. Vocês são pesadelos, são sonhos dentro de pesadelos, são pesadelos dentro de sonho? É loucura, vambora. Meio que uma recapitulação do primeiro episódio.
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at, but the cabin had disappeared.
Episódio 2, Possuídos. New York City, 3 anos atrás. Antes dos fatos ocorrerem, né? Aparentemente. Antes da viagem ou depois da viagem? Não sei, não dá pra saber. Tá sem barba e o casaco é o mesmo.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Tá nevando, hein? Porra.
Coffee's
Beleza.
on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Então tá, isso aí foi antes dos acontecimentos da viagem de férias dele. Ah, nevando pra caralho, hein? Beleza, nossa, estante grande e bonita. Tá, não dá pra ver a rua. Quadrinho bonito ali. Caralho, achei que tava flutuando agora. Tá trancada a porta da minha casa. Minha mulher tá ali fazendo alguma coisa maneiro. Opa. Tem um radinho aqui, mais um rádio, né? Dá pra ligar a luz? Opa. Tá, nada aqui de importante. Deixa eu ligar esse rádio pra ver se tem alguma coisa. Uhum. Beleza. É trancado em casa por causa da nevasca, né? Mas beleza, vamos embora. Tô vindo ali, né? Lavanderia, porra, lavanderia no banheiro? Caramba, isso é novo, hein? Caramba, banheiro grande. Dá um cagão? Não dá. Nossa, mas maneiro isso. Lavanderia no banheiro. Interessante. Tá, vamos lá ver o que a mulher quer. Acho que isso aqui deve ser o nosso escritório, né? Alan Wake. Return to sender what I can forget, Alex Casey, The Things That I Want, The Fall of Casey. Beleza. Tem bastante livro ele, né? Páginas de manuscritos já. Cadê? Onde? Onde? Aqui. Cara, acabou que... Nossa, eu dei muito mole, né? Porque o episódio 1 não consegui ler as páginas, né? Foi mal, galera. Achei que era pra ver, ficou faltando página, né? Então eu vou tentar focar em achar todas as páginas. Deixa eu ler já a página já.
Thinking metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
Beleza. Tá, e tem mais uma página pra ler, né? The Sudden Stop 2.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. gruesome, slushy, dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Bizarro. Mas beleza. Pô, o outro não lia as páginas, cara, mas... Tranquilo. Vamos lá falar com ela agora.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
E como é que eu faço pra examinar? Oh, parece que é uma torre real, né? Maneiro. Como é que eu faço pra examinar? Será que são esses aqui? Ah, ela faz a capa dele.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called.
Ih!
Alan!
Tô aqui, tô aqui, tô aqui.
Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
Onde é que é o disjuntor?
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay.
Na tua cara aí, ó.
Bye.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
Eita. Eita.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now.
Pô, o cara tava sem barba nenhuma. A barba dele já cresceu. Caralho, mano.
I love you, even if you are a liar.
Que suco é esse que ele tá tomando que a barba cresce rápido? Ih! Hoje tem a luz de velas. Brave Falls. Presente.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
Bem.
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor.
Epítome.
Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
Beleza. Fale com Sarah.
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you.
Tá cheio? Quero falar mais com você não, pô.
Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
Eu não. Deixa eu ver se tem mais histórias. Não. Cara, apareceu ali, ó. Tá. Aqui, ó, episódio 1, pesadelo. Pô, ficou faltando um, cara. Que é 3, né? Wake atacado por pássaros.
Swooping down from the sky and screeching as they came. I spun around just as the cloud was upon me. For an instant, I stared into a...
Tá bom, pera. Eu vou passar rapidinho se vocês quiserem ler, tá? Beleza. 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 Beleza, é meio que vai, tipo assim, descrevendo o que tá acontecendo, né? Só que faltou 3 páginas ainda, né? Então a gente vai ter que procurar a página também. Tá tranquilo, vambora. Acho que aqui é a saída já, né? Caralho, pra que você é igual um idiota assim? Já sai correndo já. Lê o quê? Você viu este homem desaparecido desde 20 de 6 de 2007. Característica de identificação: dom de vencer competições. Boa. Desaparecidos: Richard Ball, Bruce Dansky, Jacob Miller, acampando, não voltaram nenhum contato. Se tiver visto um deles ou souber de seus paradeiros, ligue para 555-9932. Obrigado. Pô, parece o Bruce Bennett o Bruce Bansky. Tá, Sarah Breaker Sheriff. Essa aqui é a sala que a gente vai ter que entrar. Deixa eu ver se tem mais alguma coisa pra cá. Vai que a gente acha mais uma página, hein? Que é o quê? Não é porra nenhuma. Um gato desaparecido.
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Beleza, já vou lá já.
That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on other things these days.
She'd fit right in where I come from.
As you can see, she's a little obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs of the whole town. Refuses to step on shadows, things like that. Back in her day.
Deve ser aquela velhinha que eu encontrei na lanchonete mais cedo.
Bright Falls has a colorful history. Of course, what small town hasn't?
Acho que foi aquela velhinha que tinha encontrado mais cedo, não, né? No último episódio lá na lanchonete. Eu tava limpando meu mousepad aqui. Trancado. Trancado. Já vou já, porra. Espera.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over. Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton.
Opa.
It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsal today. Over. Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over. Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
Beleza, sai, entrou andando pela delegacia, mexendo nos rádios. Ele se viu uma sombra.
Lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
Cara, não vou ficar esperando achar página por página, não. Assim que eu for achando a página, eu já sei, velha chata. Cheguei. Satisfeita?
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Sei que vocês carregaram pra mim. Obrigado, hein.
You started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
Ih,
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight.
Mr. Wake, can I help you
Don't
with
do
anything?
nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Hey, mister! You can get here through this red corridor.
The light's on! The deputies, they won't...
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Beleza, examine o carro. Foi mal, gastei. Examine o carro velho, focar. Ah, aquele carro velho lá. Tem um buraco do lado esquerdo na seca. Na seca não, na cerca. Se tem alguma coisa aqui pra pegar, né? Porque agora tem que procurar a página também, né? Obrigado, jogo.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. Had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men
Beleza.
celebrating the completion of their dear best float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the show. No point in getting all worked up yet.
Tá, parou de falar. É isso aí, vamos lá ver aquele carro velho lá, né? Não, tô dando uma olhada ver se não achou outra página, né? Focar, já sei, já, cara. Pô, tô indo já, pera. Tem que achar outra página aqui, ver se tem outra página. Tá, não tem, vamos lá. Focar. Tem uma página ali, ó. Ó, tá vendo? Tá, e como é que eu... Acho que é aqui, né? Chutar. Boa, Fortão. Week in Lover's Peak.
Kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall in the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, forced myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Beleza.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Eita.
Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alan. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Oh,
listen
shit.
to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Beleza, vamos lá falar com a delegada. Opa, aqui ó, que eu não tinha visto. Nossa, tá vendo? Pega aí, doidão. A presença obscura na lanchonete.
To describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the lighter would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Ele, né? Ele tá falando dele mesmo. E aí, doidão? Eita porra.
The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Tranquilo aí, tiozão.
this, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent end.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Nossa.
Hey,
Oh my!
take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Ai, meu Deus.
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent.
Bem
If you have
caricato.
business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
Esse gordola aí.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow, I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
Quem é Max? Não lembro.
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
Tá, porra, que foi isso? Tá, não gostei. Deixa eu diminuir aqui. Beleza. Que porra de lugar é esse, cara? Elderwood. Eu não vi o nome. Ah, não, ele foi no parque, pô. O cara tinha marcado com ele, né? Fale com o Rusty. Nada pra ver aqui. Nada pra ver aqui.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice, and everything's just...
Do you understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction
só
with
pensam em
reality,
dinheiro,
you're
mano.
buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Safado.
Wait here.
Tá, cafezinho. Eu não sei pra que serve essa garrafa de café, mas nenhuma página aqui. Tá, beleza. Outra garrafa de café? Não. Kit médico? Não. Não, não, nada, nada. Dá pra sair aqui? Não. Ih, tadinho do cachorro.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Eita, pô.
Okay, sure.
Charlie Dentus.
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Hell, at least Max is gonna be okay. You got lucky.
Só fica falando aí que eu vou pegar o formulário.
Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper.
A boca, pô.
Situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing is... Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Haha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Beleza. Toma aqui, doutor.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Obrigado.
If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that.
Obrigado de novo.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air.
Cara
A
chato,
guy
hein?
who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on!
O cara não pode falar, hein?
Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York.
Boa, porra. É isso aí. Ninguém pediu pra esse mala tá aí não, porra. Tá aí porque quer. Porque o dinheiro que ele ganha tá envolvido. O cara não para de falar, hein?
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.